They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Saunders. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Ada in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them, knocks them back, but Ada gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Saunders. Now being chased by Thompson. Picks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Saunders too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already gone, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25. I mean,
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball, he turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail, FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I give a head for this team fight. The LGD are for goal, but no blood taken with 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience, and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They're back away.
They can't count. They fought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T3s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Roche right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be out. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off of that, right?
Yep.
It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7. Same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon disc on Jeremy, so protected in O. DD did spawn, however, was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X-Blade Mail call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
So it's all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the smoke, it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled. But
He's in the trees, they're on the high ground, they've got the vision with the Shiva's covered, Anna's on his way over. They've got the snowball down, there's the Catapult. Seb jumps in, he's able to find the call onto Challenge, but Challenge already got the BKB out. The Sunstrike's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb posts the BKB, he'll try and stand his ground, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the axe. As Jerax as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
he has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these Force Spirits. On the bottom room, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna
Dire team
still holding on to that buyback on Jerax. But as Ben said,
Because there's some really
creeps
interesting things that
aren't
are going on here. So I think most people would be looking at this and being like, Winstrike versus FlyToMoon 2.0. And then they just wouldn't read the 2.0. I think this was the squad with Iceberg, all those good guys. But it's actually a different roster. And I don't know what the connection is between FlyToMoon real team and this FlyToMoon 2.0, whether there's actually any type of organizational ties or what have you. There are some kind of big names on this squad. Right now there's 2 stand-ins that it looks like, where it's Duraccio and King R. But on this squad, under normal circumstances, you got Arc, Stormstormer, Nongrata, and No Fear. And then they're still looking for their 5th. So I'm assuming that that's Duraccio, and then King R is probably standing in. I'm not sure what role he's gonna. They might have switched things up a lot, actually, with just Nongrata and No Fear. I wonder if No Fear's changed a different role now. Regardless, it's going to be something to watch. But FlyToMoon 2.0 have not been able to put up the best results. They're 1-2 so far in the league. They did manage to take one series 2-0 off of Team Empire Hope. That was in the first week of play, all the way back on the 12th of this month. And there's since then pretty much been nothing good in their direction. They lost to Con 2.0, or not 2.0, they lost to Con 2.0. I'm gonna get that mixed up so many times throughout the course of this tournament. They lost to Team. They are now playing against Winstrike and hoping to be able to find at least one game. Because keep in mind, because this is a round robin group stage, you get points based upon not only wins you have, but also series, but also wins that you get just on individual maps and games. It kind of it matters a lot each and every one of the situations, because you don't want to get relegated, you don't want to get dropped down to the low, dropped out of entirely. I think that it's still pretty clearly defined that there's like 3 to 4 teams that are like, okay, they're the ones that are going to be going ahead. Hellraisers, FlyToMoon, not this version of FlyToMoon, but the other version of FlyToMoon, and then Virtus Pro are the 3 that stand out to me as most likely just to be able to end it off in the top 4. No, there's some like indecision, like is it going to be Teak? Is it going to be Fire Hope? Winstrike. I think there's a good argument to be made that Winstrike is going to be that team that makes it forward. So far, keeping in mind what Winstrike's results have been, the only team that they've lost to so far has been Hellraisers. Is one of those top 4. So that's kind of where you'd expect that type of a team to end up. But it's going to be something to watch. So I'm excited to check it out. Let's actually get into the draft a little bit now that we've had a chance to talk about these 2 teams. I think that my biggest question going forward for FlyToMoon 2.0 is what are these like roles gonna be, right? Because Non-Grata is an offlaner, and I think that he's actually one of the ones that sort of rose to stardom, I would say. I can't remember what star letter it was, letter events kind of popped off and had some amazing, and that was back when I think he was actually playing on Wind, if I'm not mistaken, and that was when he was on the Iceberg, I think. I mean, maybe I'm mixing up my CIS teams, I'm wrong about that, but it's something to keep in mind. And if that's the case, and now you have King R standing there, traditionally he's been a position 4 or occasionally position 5, and then you also have No Fear, who's been known to be a support player, and Duraccio. For my money, it looks like they've got 3 supports and 1 offlaner, so I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I got no clue. Kind of a weird scenario. No Fear I know has played offlane in the past. I don't know if Non-Grata's played anything besides offlane. Think that No Fear playing for a lot of different. Yeah, I mean this. I'm sure he can do whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be. So, Winstrike. What are they running? End up with a first pick overall, no surprise there, into the Prophet Oracle, take the Troll Warlord. Death Prophet was banned in the first phase. That led us into a couple of bans, PA and the Razor sense, obviously. PA setting up, I'm assuming that means that they're running the Ranger mid, I think, or is it going to be a support? I guess it could just be a support Wind Ranger. But the thing was I was thinking like, all right, TA, does that mean that they're planning on Prophet safely? And destroy Nature's Prophet? I feel like Nature's Prophet should be okay against it. I guess there's a lot of things to spill damage. Regardless, Wind Ranger into Jiro, and then Amar is next. So what are these teams trying to do? The Winstrike squad is kind of a weird eclectic mix of things, right? You got like a few different ideas here. You've got the big bad Mars that stands in front of everybody. Oracle is there to sort of like back him up and save Testy. And then Prophet and Wind Ranger are kind of like ganking long range target, right? So like Wind Ranger can assist on ganks really effectively with the power shot. Nature's Prophet can tee in on top of somebody, but there's no like engine to this draft of Wind. Like imagine that this is a Beastmaster instead of a Mars, right? Then you sort of play around the Beastmaster's timings early. He tries to push down the top lane, get that tier 1, or probably I guess it would be the bottom lane. Take that tier 1 tower, just play around that bottom side. Mars more wants to like be in the thick of things, right? He wants to be in the middle of a fight, but there's nothing that sets up like for an objective off of that fight. You need some like big bulky guy that's in front of everybody else and then back him up. Something like a Huskar, or if it wasn't banned. I don't know. That's something to watch for. FlyToMoon 2.0, I actually think that they have a little bit more well-rounded of a draft. Got Troll, just going to be trying to like stay out of the fights till he gets a couple of items. That's Diff Blade for Sanj and Yasha. The Wind Ranger's kind of annoying for Troll, I think. I want to just be able to stay on target a little bit. Master is a good one. I think that the Necro books and being able, because it still could be a Wind Ranger mid hypothetically, right? You could do safe lane NP and Ranger mid. I don't think it would be good, but
Radiant team pick.
Huskar is a good band. That's that type of hero that you need to draft together for Winstrike. They could still swap for something back, like I don't know what else. What other things are there that are scary? Like maybe an Alk. An Alk for Winstrike seems kind of cool. They need something like that. FlyToMoon 2.0 though, they've got Rubik, Troll, Hero, Tiny.
Remaining.
So the reason I like this draft is because like Tiny, I think you can play him mid here, and I mean hypothetically they could do off, but I think mid sounds pretty good. Or just the fact that he's that flexible is going to sort of be that space maker for the. We've seen a bunch of different types of Tiny builds. Some of them are going like the Master Madness again, take down towers super quickly, like a Sanj and Yasha afterwards. But I personally think that there's a lot of value in this game for going, because there are 3 targets that are gankable. Wind Ranger gets blown up, Oracle gets blown up, Nature's Prophet sort of gets blown, not completely, but sort of. It kind of cool. He's got really good strength gain on the end, but it's one of the strongest parts about Prophet is how high his agi gain is. I want to say it's something like 3 point something like that, or 3 point
remaining.
So when he has that much armor, that's a lot of where his strength comes in for him being able to survive, right? If you've got crazy agi. And so Tiny kind of mitigates that by just having like ridiculous burst damage. So if you put out like a Tiny combo on Prophet, and then there's like an ice path at the end of it, with like just a little bit of right click damage or breath or something, Nature's Prophet will blow up. And that's why I like the idea of dagger build. It's like magical nuke, and then you just rely upon your Troll to be that damage to it. Because like you look at these heroes from Winstrike, and I'm not too particularly afraid of them. Nature's Prophet, I think, has been rising up the ladder in terms of how terrifying a right-clicking Prophet can be. But I think that they have some of the heroes now to sort of get on top of them. Yeah, BKBs are going to be annoying, but if Troll is able to find them, I think a Sanj and Yasha Abyssal Blade build from Troll is actually kind of cool. And then he can just always find the Prophet and get on top of him, because there's nobody else that the Troll really wants, right? Like, you want other heroes to go on the Oracle. Troll doesn't want to just punch into Mars. He doesn't want to hit Wind Ranger. So I think Troll's only job in this game so far, depending upon what this last pick is to find the Prophet and make sure that he just like freely right click people. So that's kind of my my goal.
Choose your hero.
And I take the Luna. I mean, it's sort of a similar story. I think they really wanted that Huskar. It looked really good this game, but this to me feels like it's another avenue to work. I'm not sure how much I love it now, because it means like if you lose mid as the Prophet, this game is just like, I don't know how the hell you win. You don't have a good amount of the Prophet here. And he's gonna be going up against Assuming, yes. All right, now Fear's playing the hero. It's Duraccio playing the Troll. Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. FlyToMoon 2.0 not playing their a traditional carry. Instead, going to be Duraccio playing in for Arc. And I don't know, but I'm assuming that this is not Stormstormer Asgold. It could be, and he's just not tagged up correctly or something. But I'm not sure. I don't really know what's going on. You know, has had so many struggles so far in the Parimatch League. You can understand that there might be some changes that we'll need. All right, game number 1, ladies and gentlemen. FlyToMoon 2.0 versus Winstrike. Got the Luna last pick.
Prepare for battle.
Set before. It's got like a mask. Look at that thing. Look at that. She looks like TA. What the hell? Why is TA riding on Luna's mount? All right, so Non-Grata gonna be playing on the Pangolier up here with King R. I want to say that it was those two that were actually playing on the team before. Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. I think Alan at that point. So we'll I'm not seeing a particular like huge advantage in the draft. I personally think that I almost said that FlyToMoon 2.0's draft is a little bit easier to execute. Dude, he almost got that kill on the courier with the Treant. Are you kidding me? Because the Treant's so much faster? That's sick. Oh my god. Couldn't you imagine if that would have happened? Dude, it's going for it. Bring in the other Treant. The other Treant. I want to get the courier kill. Dude, that would have been awesome. Because it's such like a low movement speed early on, and the Treants are pretty quick. Make moves. All right. So Mars win range. They have like the anti-synergy. Why do you keep on pausing? What's going on? I don't believe. So I think that this lane feels like it should be able to get some pretty good pressure on. It's weird because it's 2 skill shots, right? You've got Shackle and Spear hit. There's like the anti-synergy of the power shot accidentally breaking trees. He's trying to go for his spears, right? Like it all feels a little bizarre. This is like the most value game of just like cutting down trees with the Quelling Blade ever for the troll. Forestation. Good as a treant. But the thing that's going to be interesting to watch too, me at least, is how effective in the lane. Because I think that like around the mid game, her running around the map, you know, throwing out power shots random, like a good rotation from here to mid to try and set up for a kill onto Tiny is not that hard, because she can just throw in a power shot or something if they're trading hits and getting pretty low. So you always have to keep in mind like, okay, where's the Wind Ranger at hits? Are we paused? What's happening? Nobody wants this. I'll miss you. I think that this could be pretty good though. Big question for me is how big can Luna? Is she just going to have free access to oh my god. Dude, why do you have to disconnect? Oh.
Lost in the woods.
I should have gotten more coffee. Knew it was a mistake. But the pain of online play. Downside to having a million matches all over the place, ladies and gentlemen, that yes, you play from home, which means you get to game more often, but downside is that you have to deal with their own individual internet, which isn't always the greatest. Not gonna lie. Who's hyped for the battle pass? You guys realize that it is almost early next week? That in how long? 15 hours. It's going to be early next week, Seattle time. You guys realize how close it is? I can't wait. I'm so excited. I am going to try and play as much as possible, which is not the perfect timing because my wife and I just bought a house, but no, you got to play Dota. You just got to go for it. Got to go in there and play some Dota. Oh, thank Christ, he's back. Oh, kicked. You saved the day. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Kicked. Make it happen, my man. So much frustration. Go. Wonderful. Perfect. Have fun. It's the call. Bounty runes. FlyToMoon 2.0. Picking up a couple of them. Winstrike. Oh. Fun. All right, GG. See. Gonna get a salve brought out to her early on as well. Tangos for the Mars. He already has his Falling Blade. No fear. I think that God, yeah, they're gonna get some pretty good damage here onto Tiny. This is the downside. I'd forgotten about this. So the one frustrating thing about this for Tiny is that he has to be trying to farm underneath the tower, because then he gets the 3 armor at least. Otherwise, he has 0 armor, trying to deal with Trans just punch the whole time. Oh no. Oh no. This is not a great start. He's already lost a couple of those there. It's gonna be something interesting to watch. DK Fogas down somewhat low, gonna be forced to use that salve early on. That's just the strength right there of the dual breath. How annoying it is to deal with. Are able to get Berserker Ward, take down. But yeah, so this whole battle of mid, I think it's able to try and see how effectively Young G is going to be able to harass the Tiny. Did he start with the Bladestone? Yeah. So I think that normally at level 1 you're able to get a little bit more damage than he did onto the Tiny, but Tiny hasn't been able to CS super well either. So kind of a little bit back and forth there. And his CS is going to be a little bit inflated on the Tiny as well. So even though it looks like good at 10 and 1, it's really not the end of the world. Jakiro is so strong in lane. He just takes this freaking dual breath liquid fire build, spams it out early on. Play there. So that was a cool little move, right? Your Wind Ranger moves over, tries to get the deny of the pull. They still managed to get one of the range creeps, which is pretty nice.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's cool. Be able to get some pretty good denies there as pressure being thrown back onto King R. ESA trying to deny the secondary pull, but no fear is able to get. So this ward, it's not really doing much to stop it. I guess that Wind Ranger's just going to try and soak up as much experience as she can. But here, Nongrata going to be forced to use the salve right now. They have one more salve on the Oracle, but there's a good amount of damage as they're forcing back the Luna. Has a stick right now, so they're out of regen complete. This could be a little bit rough up here top for FlyToMoon 2.0. They need to bring some more regen out for themselves. So pretty good pressure early on. Towards mid, you're seeing again the Tiny with the slight CS advantage, but a lot of that's going to be down to Trance getting picked up. Oracle should be fine also. No real early kills going on. I think the big testing point is going to be around like level 3 here, right? I guess maybe level 4. I thought that he was going to take an earlier point in Shackle Shot, but there's a good chance that they can maybe catch Jakiro out and like sort of force him into a bad position. Downside is that Jakiro's rather tanky too. I mean, he's got decent stat gain. Strength per level is kind of insane for Jakiro. Already 860 HP, but the flip side to that is that he's rather slow too. So if you do manage to catch him with like a creep wave that's running into him, and then also have the disable, he is just gonna go down. Doing a good job of controlling the runes with this trance, gets the deny the rune. Tiny doesn't have any way to. Did he pick up a or anything like that? Like lane ending for the Nature's Prophet stuff. Fade Bolt are trying to go on him here. Loosen Beam, but doesn't want to make the move. Non-Grata disarming the Luna. This is a giant creep wave coming in for Non-Grata here. It's gonna all get eaten up by these though. As the pullback in, trying to take down Kicked. King R still got vision of him. Needs one more punch as he goes into the trees. Wrap around. What are you doing, buddy? No, he didn't have any more tangos. Oh, that's unfortunate. And so that's gonna be first blood going to King R. As they're able to punish that, and this whole wave now is going to be moving into the tower too. It's a little bit weird here, so they're going to send the Rubik down to this side to soak it up. Oh, trying to kill King R. Nice fairy fire though, keeps him alive. So King R able to juke away from Young G. Use the ulti next time, my man. Not able to make the cleanup kill happen, and then also run some CS and harassment here mid. So nice little collection of plays from FlyToMoon 2.0 for that initial patient. Oh, that's pretty cool. Top lane, Non-Grata. He's going to be found and punished here, but with the extra heals coming in from the Purifying Flames at level 2, Non-Grata is going to be fine. Kill him, and he's going to regen up from that. They go for round 2 of this. Swashbuckles away. King R brings in some regen for him, and now is just going to punch Kicked a little bit. Yeah, I think this top lane, it's not going terribly for Dire. Losing the Oracle definitely hurts, but you can see that Luna's still getting her farm. No, it's not like she's having a bad time, and she's well on her way to her Helm of the Dominator. Did manage to get a little bit of a pull off here, but interrupt that one for the moment. Caught again by the Zend. Yeah, it's for Luna, I think, than it is for Troll in a certain way, because Troll's like game, I think, can be more heavily contested here. Really good shackle, and then the connection on the no fear with the catch afterwards, and the big ol' ulti coming from Young G. Suddenly Rachio fully surrounded. They bring in the Tiny. He's TPing in to try and form a reaction. Avalanche doesn't have a toss afterwards though, and another shackle into the spear, keeping that Troll under control. The Rachio almost drops and is gonna die. So they find another kill now, and this Tiny is also in some trouble. They're gonna have to TP in no fear afterwards. And that type of move, it's like, this is what Nature's Prophet excels at. It costs him so little to come down here. Now compare that to the Tiny, right? Tiny makes the rotation bottom. He either has to stay here, miss out on a wave. They're gonna send the Troll mid instead because they just need to make a move. And then those two are gonna have to swap eventually. Grata able to get the jump away here with the swashbuckle. So 8 minutes in, taking a look at the net worth, you can see all 3 cores for Dire are pretty much around the same spot. The Pango's a little bit behind, but it's nothing to write home about. Like 1 level 6 rotation and Non-Grata will be fine. It's just a tough lane, I think, for him. 8 minutes, 1,000 gold. That's basically just the difference between the Mars and Pango. And so Tiny is going to go for the Mask of Madness build. This again is like, it's kind of cool, I think. It does sort of feel to me a little bit, I guess, redundant. If you've already got like a Jakiro and a troll, I guess they're just going to be able to like destroy towers though. Oh, poor No Fear. Dude, why he got to do him like that? They just wind run on top of him, shackle, and then drop 2 ultis onto his face. Position 5 Jakiro. Do that to him. Duraccio barely able to live here as they did make the kill happen on the Oracle, trying to TP away, and Luna not going to be able to get in range for any type of elusive beam kill. 3-2. Take the outpost. They're going to need to claim the other one. There's really good vision. That is not where he wanted to place that ward out. They're observing where to get the other side of it. Weird. Ranger's gonna take back over this one and movement in. Find a kill onto the Oracle. So the reason I was gonna say that I feel like it's a little bit redundant is because you already kind of have a tower hitter in the troll. Okay, Fogas. Oh, spear comes in, connects them. They don't get the out. They didn't have enough people there quickly enough.
Every coin helps.
With that, Winstrike gonna pick up 2 bounty runes. FlyToMoon 2.0 only getting 1 so far. There is another one up top here, which they can. But yeah, so you've kind of already got the tower hitter and the troll, but I guess that this just means that like do any sort of not necessarily split pushing, but dual aggression around the map, trying to divide their attention. Like Tiny will just wreck towers. Does so much. Ready? No Fear with the 1-1 build. It's interesting. Normally with Jakiros you see like a 2 points at dual bit off at, but it's kind of cool. Tiny. Some trouble. They're all here. Sticks around a little bit too long, and with the Nature's Prophet TPing in, they have the arena if they need it. They're going to use it. Finding control over him, King Art trying to turn this back around, but they will lose the Tiny and Non-Grata. I mean, they're all grouped up. You want to go for this role so badly, but it's really dangerous. They did just use the Mars ulti, though. I think that this is a big win if they can go for it. I think they're going to try and turn this around. Oh, no, he just swashbuckles and then backs away. With the Invis rune wearing out, he didn't want to go for it. I guess with Tiny dead, it's a little bit too scary to try and take that fight. That makes sense. It's just one of those things where you would have loved to at least gotten a return kill. Not quite in position quickly enough. Three to 4? Yeah, 700 gold difference between them. Support's still doing fine. Oracle's behind, but that's to be expected. Like, look at how fast this Mask of Madness build takes this tower down. And then on top of that, you've just got like even just the 1 point in the Liquid Fire is super value. I've been enjoying seeing more of these. Was there a ward up there that didn't scout this one? Oh my god, is that the play? Dude, everybody puts the sentries right here to see if there's a ward up on the high ground. And if you put it here, then they don't see that there's a ward. Is that what's going on? Is that how that works? Oh my god, that's so sick. I think that's what just happened. So, again, you drop the sentry down, you get vision in a very small area around it. I think that if you drop a sentry up on this high ground here, you don't see the ward that's down there on the other side of it. Damn, if that's the move, they definitely didn't make a mistake then. That was like 100% planned and super cool. Let's see if he, I mean, he might, because I don't think that you drop, yeah, so he drops this ward down. They see him dropping that ward. They're gonna see this one. I think that they did drop a sentry up here and then they didn't see a ward on it and they're like, oh, so they don't have vision. Dude, this ward then has gotten so much value and they're gonna find No Fear. He's super dead. Damn, Winstrike coming in with the new strats. Immediately they can move on in and try and go for the... I think. Probably, right? Surely? I mean, they saw him place the ward there. If you don't deward this.
Middle tower has fallen.
What are you guys doing? Maybe it's all intentional there too. It's all intentional. King R, Shackle. Oh, good play. Pulling blade in the tree that the Shackle is going to land on. That was really nice by King R. Stolen Wrath of Nature. Gonna throw it into the other side. This is big from FlyToMoon 2.0, but no, he doesn't manage to get it off. Quite get the Rolling Thunder off, and Winstrike should be able to disengage. If they take this fight now, I think that probably lose the fight because there's just such better vision around the area, and they don't have their troll with them still. Rachio's still farming. Tiny's still off on the other side. He's built into that Sanjanyasha. Angrada swashbuckles, tries to keep him off the tower. This ward is still so good though. That was almost the shackle for the ages. But does not end up going for it. All right. 15-minute mark. 3 to 5. Rachio able to escape from the arena, but he still is going to be in some trouble. They got him caught. He's dead. It does just kind of feel like FlyToMoon 2.0 are sort of randomly walking around the map of places.
Amazing what you
I can't believe that ward was so good. That was crazy. Angrada tries to escape. Fine. They have Wrath of Nature back up again in 7 seconds if it's able to escape. This Wind Ranger has just been terrifying. Like, it's been a really good pick, actually. I guess part of it is the ability to set up for kills with Young G. No? Bait. It's coming in. Angrada controlled for the moment, but the turnaround is there. Lift up onto 2. Ice Path and the Rolling Thunder should be a dead Luna. Now Young G turned upon as well. They have enough damage to bring him down. It doesn't quite look like it. They got to get the hell out of here. Wind Ranger's coming in. Shackle's gonna land. Ice Path down. No Fear trying to keep Young G from killing his buddy and managed to get the TP out. Both of them do. That was sick. Dude, he just casts like his spell, his dual breath, and then immediately TP'd out. Really nice. So still just 1,000 gold leads separating these two. I will say the vision like game from the side of FlyToMoon 2.0 has been good. They have not been able to get these deep ball, and it's been playing in like full vision of it. Granted, it's sort of a similar story on Winstrike. It's like everybody just gets whatever awards they want. Like they saw this ward being placed on this one, and then they still didn't get the D ward. Mars Arena comes down. They find the Pengo on the back lines. Ice Path. Angrada not able to escape as they pull the Wind Ranger back in. Oh, Edict in the False Promise. Kicked, keep his buddy alive. That was absolutely perfect. Shackle lands onto both of them. Power shot afterwards, but look at the Tiny showing up now. Mask of Madness blows up the Oracle. We've got double Sanjanyasha coming out for these two cores. The status resistance game is going to be really top tier. Granted, there is a pretty good answer to it in Sprout, but I mean, I don't see these guys getting rid of their Quelling Blades anytime soon, so they should be fine. And like with such limited lockdown that you've got on the side of Winstrike, it does sort of have that feeling of if the troll is just allowed to get let loose. I don't know. He hasn't had to be a part of any of these fights yet. I think that FlyToMoon 2.0 might have this actually. Trying to bring down this Tiny. King R backing away, has this Lucent Beam still. DK Phogos interrupted, tries to turn it, almost able to get the return kill, but doesn't quite come out in time. Ice Path on a TSA. Brought it. They're still under vision here. Oh no, he doesn't know. Ashbuckle to the low ground. Live. Helm of the Dominator is probably going for the full afterwards, I would assume. It could be one of those games where you just go like straight BKB and try and just like fight and end it. don't love the Slaves maxing build, but I think it's fine. Duraccio has pretty much been untouched this game. There was that one kill walking down the other side, and I don't know what the other one was. But Impclaw done for him. They're doing Roche. This is like immediately known by Winstrike. Take the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane. I mean, they're not gonna get here in time, right? They have Blink Dagger though. Looking for the jump in. Mars, he's gonna find it. This is gonna be big. The arena goes down right at the start, but the lift, he gets destroyed. They absolutely handled him. Roll coming through. Eclipse not really doing that much damage, and this is an Aegis on the Tiny, so yeah, he does go down to the power shot, but they're gonna need to use the false promise on the Luna. She's disarmed, not doing any damage at all. Oracle is gonna get ran down, trying to get out of here, if at all possible, for Winstrike. The FlyToMoon 2.0 chasing, and they're gonna have the lift onto at least one. No, don't decide to go for it. Big plays. Big plays. Impclaw taken now for him as well. The Orchid's done. Echo lands, power shot afterwards. Tango. Swashbuckle away, tries to live, has the bottle regen. He's getting chased down here by the Nature's Prophet. And another Shackle lands. God, that's so annoying. It's a frustrating combo to play. But they get the G gold also. So a couple of good decisions there by Winstrike after losing the fight with the Aegis. And I guess the other thing there is that, like, part of the reason you probably don't chase is with everybody respawning and the Aegis already dead, it does sort of have that feel as if I think Winstrike are going to start grouping together right now, and it's going to be scary. I almost would rather have seen the go BKB. She still might do it, but like right now the damage that on Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, FlyToMoon 2.0, as Duraccio going to be forced to use the ultimate. Turns to try and fight this one. They move in. Mask of Madness. Damage. Is it going to be enough? Rooted. Duraccio still living, but not long enough. Dual breath. On to 3. Follow up there. Seeing what damage they can do. A great hoof stomp, but the control is going to be there for the kill onto Luna. Now chasing down the next one. It's going to be a dead Oracle as well.
Precious bounty.
That is another win for FlyToMoon 2.0. 4,000 gold lead. And that's the thing, right? If you just play back and sort of wait until the BKBs come break, you've got such a strong timing, but they're just a little ways away from it. And it feels like they're kind of playing for two different types of games. Maybe the Luna just doesn't want to go BKB at all this game, but it's weird. See? Still, no extra towers taken. It's tier 1 and the top tier 1 that have claimed. Instead of Winstrike, though, tier 1 bottom going down when they're trading it out for that Aegis. They didn't even really trade it out for the Aegis, right? They trade that tier 2 for Aegis immediately getting reclaimed. Young G getting closer to the beacon. Is just Manta. Okay. Smoke. Nangrada needs to play big here. Nangrada needs to be like the one that controls the Luna. If Nangrada can control the Luna and then Troll can just jump on G, I think that they win the fight. I was going to say Satanic. I kind of was wondering if he was going to go first, but he's valuing the status resistance that much more. They do take that tier 2.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And I guess if you think about that last fight, the way that they went on him, he had Satanic right there. He doesn't die. Granted, that would also mean that 6,000 extra net worth, so maybe it's a little bit of an unfair comparison. Shackle Spear combo is deadly. Up top, Young G can show up to the fight very quickly if he needs to. No fear. They realize that the Wind Ranger is up there on the high ground. They get vision. They gave him vision of that, and now they find the Oracle over to the side as well. Avalanche, they got the toss afterward. Fight pretty easy. Mars gonna drop the arena, and they buy back on the Oracle now. They're gonna try and take this fight nonetheless. Eclipse comes down, Lift into Mars dying, into Luna being controlled, into this ain't looking good for Winstrike. What the hell are y'all doing? Double kill for Tiny. If they wanted, they can dive this Luna here, trying to get the slowdown. They get the slow with the axes, the swashbuckle is there. The Manta ain't doing all that much, but they will be able to escape, it looks like. All right, the Manta did something. I'm a hater. All right, never mind. The Manta did nothing. GG. Luna goes down. Freaking Winstrike. Oh, it hurts. A 6,000 gold lead now. Pango. Trills. You'll love to see it. Be an AC done for the time. Ooh. Well, at least Nature's Prophet's still getting pretty farmed. Luna needs to get the hell out of here, though. Farm really badly. This is good control. Trying to take down the Tiny. Get the Orchid. It's just so hard to kill him. Giant bottle of rocks. Does have Shackles stolen along with the Blink Dagger. Man, King R Rubik. Shout out to the Manila Masters at 2017, 2016. King R Rubik. That was the day. If you guys haven't seen it before, go check out some highlights. I don't remember if it was actually the Manila Masters or if it was ESL 1 Manila. But whatever it was, go check out Manila King R Rubik. They find him. Shackle though to turn it. Mars, nothing doing. They still got control though onto Pango, and well, he has nowhere to go. Now the Lift try and make a follow-up kill happen. Duraccio onto the Wind Ranger decides he can actually do that, but the Wind Run is going to wear out, and TSA under control with No Fear right on top of him. That's going to be a bash from long range for the kill. Just gets the TP away. King R, does he have any inkling or idea where he might be? Doesn't look like it, so it's a TP out. The lead continuing to build.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower.
So, wait, what?
Dire's
Okay, he just exploded. I didn't even realize he was over there. Poor old Oracle. 9 and 2. I feel great. The one other thing that's sort of unfortunate about this game, I would say, for FlyToMoon 2.0 is that they don't have like great heroes to go back and with the waves. Like, yes, the Pango can come here to try and like push this one back out, but he's gone like a much more utility oriented build as opposed to like the Maelstrom, you know? Like even just that item alone allows Pango to push out waves super fast. This one, it's like a little bit less comfortable trying to do it because you've got, you know, Yules and Vlads. It's like much more built around winning the fight. Oh my God, and they got a Paladin sword. That is dirty. Oh, that is dirty. How are you just gonna give Duraccio a Paladin sword with Satanic? Kidding me? So mean. Was that fair? Was that even fair?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, I am really concerned about this one. I think that FlyToMoon, they might just have it. Like,
Dire's middle tower
I don't think Winstrike come online quickly enough. There's gonna be another timings around the Luna BKB, but like they're just sort of having to wait and give up tower after tower until then. And like these little slowdown plays, Shackle, Power Shot, kill off the wave whenever possible. It hasn't proven to work. Dude, Kicked is out of his mind. Why was he running full into them? DK Pogas going for the initiation. And Youngji popping the BKB, blowing up the Rubik right at the start. They have their own arena down, doing a good bit of damage, but the control's there. And like, what does Luna do here? You have no answer, you have no counterplay. The control comes out, they kill off the Mars. They did buy back on the Rubik after losing him. No buyback on the Jakiro. But it looks like they're just gonna run up, meet up with them here. Disarm, Power Shot. Silenced for the moment, pops the Satanic. He's fine and dandy now. Dyrachyo does not care. He doesn't even care a little bit. The shackles are annoying, but there's the lift back on to the Nature's Prophet. Tiny getting lower and lower. Another round of shackles. But the status resistance in the end is all too much. Dyrachyo takes down one, trying to take down another. He doesn't even have to kill the Luna here if he doesn't want to, but we'll play it a little bit safe. The disarm, but it's really in the end going to be Rack's claim. With that, well, shackle again, status resistance. Take it, they back. If they wanted, they can go for Roche. 40 seconds. I was harping a lot on the BKB from earlier. I think that it's not necessarily just on him though. I think that it's like, if you're gonna go BKB on the Nature's Prophet, then you probably go BKB on Luna. If you're not like chatting about it, not deciding what they want to do together, then it's part of a different situation, right? There you go, hurl that boulder. So I don't want to talk about this game, all the Lunas. That's definitely not true. Paint Sliver. That one helps. That's really useful. Dude, look at this Wind Ranger. TSA's like, yeah, try and take this outpost. Do they get it still? Oh, God, that is Wind Ranger games in a nutshell. You do this like amazing blink, cool 160-degree geometry play that like, you know, looks amazing, and then you fail to get the objective. Poor Wind Ranger. Oh, you have to like go for the most massive of outplays still for it to not be effective. Flax was right. That's all you gotta know. Truth. Well, they have blink Yules on Pango now too, so those like moments when the I guess you got BKB now on the, so that's helpful, but they're gonna have to take the fight twice, and DK Fogas still needs it too. Also just keeps on losing arena. There were a couple of like moments in there where it looked like the Luna glaives were just breaking off of the Rubik's arena. That's a really big problem. The wraparound's coming, but it's gonna be interrupted by Nangrata here. Yules to dodges, Fear, rooted, tries to get his ulti off. They have the control, but the Force Staff comes out. Still power shot, he will go down. Buyback comes immediately though. Good disarm here. Oracle doing a good job of trying to keep Dyrachyo off of them. They do have the false promise if they want to use it. And they are going to use it now. So DK Folk, I mean, he's still in trouble though. Could get blink out from him afterwards. Wind Ranger completely eliminated. They keep alive the Mars, going to force the buyback on the Wind Ranger.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tier 3 tower assaulted. Try and keep it alive. Shackle not gonna land. And these racks are going to drop so quickly. Best thing that they've got right now is the Sprout to try and stop it from happening. And they almost have Abyssal Blade down on the Troll as well. I think it's actually flying out to him right now. Still in hand, this is feeling like it's a foregone conclusion. Smoke up behind the other lines, so that way they can't get a cool shackle landing. No Fear can go the ice path from the low grounds. Abyssal Blade delivered, used, control. Look at the damage coming out. Luna doesn't get the BKB off. He's gonna use it now, tries to turn to fight, but to no event. Is on top of her. She is getting destroyed. The disarm comes out, swashbuckle forward, and one last shield crash to end the game, as it's going to be FlyToMoon 2.0. Flaming game number 1 of this best of 3. And after the mid game, it just didn't look particularly close. Dyrachyo came online. The Tiny was actually superb. I was really impressed with the Tiny's performance. He did everything he needed to. A little bit of like buffle going on with the
FY. He's found himself No-Tail out on his own.
He's trapped him.
There's No-Tail. Is he going to get any sort of backup? No, he's not. There's 3 still dead on OG. It'll be a slow and painful death here for No-Tail as Zame comes in for the kill secure.
And I love the way that Chalice popped his BKB super early in that fight. He just knows, I just need to get my ulti off, and he cast it at a very safe range. He didn't wait for the last second of his BKB. He's not very greedy. And I think that's a lot of the reason why they've been winning these team fights. And Seb has been struggling, still about 1,000 gold away from his BKB.
I mean, yeah, this Brewmaster is a display of perfection, really. It's the highest level in the game with his Bloodseekers.
And doing a ton of damage in the fight. One of the most damage in the game as an offlaner.
Now has full Shiva, so even more ways. He's pretty much itemized entirely just to be like, Ana, I'm ruining your game. I've got Radiance, I've got Shivas. You're going to struggle so much in these fights as Phantom Lancer.
Eric's did his best to keep Ana alive, and but Ana wasn't able to do damage because he was ruptured. He wasn't that low on HP, but still can't run around.
Seb.
Oh, I'm coming in this here.
Got to be careful who shows up top. Indeed, Jerax. He's going out on his own. He doesn't expect Zame to have this invis rune. And Zame will show himself. Jerax goes across, but Somnus is there.
Somnus is not messing around rupturing.
No mercy. They're feeling very confident now at this point, getting these very advantageous team fights as well as getting kills on the split push too. Thompson though, we'll find X-Nova.
Seb, and as well. Between the two of them, they'll take down the support edge. FY's going to come in though. He hasn't got anyone else with him at the moment. It is just FY, so just playing around with Seb.
He has no help around at all, and he's still just making Seb's life miserable.
He's just toying with him. He's just making him not be able to come back. Look, they're already starting to rotate this Brewmaster and Bloodseeker too, and FY, he's ready to look for Seb.
Seb's got to get out.
Oh, Seb.
As indeed FY, the patience keeping that control on Seb, buying time for Chalice to come in. Ana is going to look towards the Tusk. Chalice is now there, does have Primal Split available if he wants to look to take this fight. Somnus coming in as well. As Ana, Seb look to hide in the trees. Can they get out of it? Ana's got a TP available. He's into the trees. He's going to show himself in the lane though. They're going to continue to head over. They are going to see Seb make it out in time. They don't have a stun. Ana, can he get out as well? He can. OG will avoid that rotation from PSG LGD.
FY is just so obnoxious there, following Seb for over a minute, just stalking him, trying to have his team come over.
So that's about, a minute without Aegis being used for LGD. They have 2 minutes left, I would say, to capitalize on this Aegis. Oh man, looks like he is level the PL.
Pretty much back to a 50-50. PSG LGD 2-1 up at the moment in this best of 5 grand finals. 1 game needed to secure the championship title. And at this point, they are ahead here in game 4.
No-Tail hasn't had time to gather a full army of Ancient Creeks. Right now, he just has the Ancient Black Dragon. You really want those other auras when you're at a big disadvantage in the team fights already.
Yeah, it's tough though, because Jerax doesn't want to be calling on his Chen, giving him the Aghanim, so. As Thompson, see, he does have a Lincoln Sphere picked up, and they should have the BKB finished on Seb too. So that'll give him a little bit easier time to get those blink calls as he's been suffering to do so in the last few fights. And Somnus, I have Scotty picked up, about to be level 25 as well.
Yeah, they just need a couple more minutes on the side of OG before they're ready to fight. Wait for Aegis to expire.
Seb, he's in, gets the call, the character's going to get FY, there with the snowball save. He's going to be fine, and now they turn to look towards the axe. The taunt's going to be out. Seb goes for the TP. They've got the stun to cancel though. Seb held back for now. Thompson trying to offer his best from the side to provide some sort of safety, as he will get Seb back. They're able to get Seb back to safety, and Thompson, he's running away. X-Nova's there with the wraparound, gets the slow off, gives the vision for the snowball. TP from No-Tail's coming in towards the shrine, but Thompson, he's trapped.
That's twice in the series that X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like, he's just on a warding expedition, then he just ends up wrapping behind these people constantly.
Perfect time.
Perfect timing, and has the Senton creep to boot. And look at these deep wards that he's placed during that time that he was running around doing so. He now has full vision of OG. Yeah, he sees Ana farming these Ancients right now.
Oh, Ana. FY just giving so much information for the team. He's got eyes on him. Get the punch on the wrong target, but the snowball pass will catch Ana. Ana, he's in trouble. The blood bright silence connects. He's got the man to back up in a second, but can he really play his way out of this one? He cannot. Ana down for a minute and a half.
Just have just having all this vision. I mean, Xnova throughout this whole tournament has had the best vision in every situation, even when you wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, they're fighting on the left side. They're not going to have vision over here. But no, Xnova always seems to have those prepared in every situation.
And he has some incredible foresight to be able to have these wars that just lead to really clutch pickoffs. And Axe has not spent his money on BKB. He has the money, but he might be looking to save for buyback.
We'll see if any of the buybacks do get forced out. Thompson's still dead for 15. Ideally, he doesn't buy back it. They may have to buy back on Ana. He's gone for 50 seconds. The split coming out from Chalice. He's ready to push in, look for the stun on No-Tail to hold back the Chen as the mid-racks are exposed. PSG LGD, 40 minutes in, able to open into the base and clean out this mid lane of Rack. Still Ana holding on to that buyback.
And they're going to keep going here. They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stun onto Thompson. He will blink dodge it. But another tier 3 tower falling incredibly fast. They really don't want to use it. Seb jumps in, gets the call onto FY. There's the buyback. The Cataclysm isn't enough to do anything. It isn't. PSG LGD still fighting strong. Thompson getting focused by Somnus. Seb taken down by Arme. The triple buybacks now out as Ana in trouble. He's pulled back for this one. The deafening blast onto the three of them knocks them back. But Ana gets focused. Seb! He's in with the call. He has the control onto the morphing Somnus. Now being chased by Thompson. Blinks in with the cold snap. The PL army's on top of it. They get Somnus too. As OG, they have to expend 3 buybacks, but they hold on to the top rack. Somnus now down for 2 minutes. No buyback available on this Bloodseeker.
Yeah, he's 400 gold short of it. It's up in about 8 seconds. OG, they have to make so much happen here. They have to push out all their lanes. 2 of the side lanes are already going, but I think trying to get some kills here, like on FY here, would be very ideal.
I mean, look how close the Brew is at 25.
So close.
With that primal split cooldown.
Oh, Thompson, he sees it FY. He's used the snowball. He turns with the combo FY with the self-fuels, but OG, they've surrounded him. Seb jumps in with the call, the blade mail. FY's gone.
Instant buyback from FY.
Still that scary, scary time for LGD. 75 seconds without Somnus. OG have the full 5-man pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time as they approach LGD's base.
I don't even know if I get the head up with this team fight. I mean, LGD are big goal, but no blood take up to 60 seconds. This could be disastrous.
He's got a full BKB on Seb as well.
Chalice really wants to hit level 25 before he pops that primal split. So close.
Just got to be careful, Seb. Looking for that blink initiation.
Chalice is stepping back. Grabs, they give him the tome. He needed like 5 experience, and they gave him the tome just to make sure that he gets it anyway. Just playing as safe as possible here.
Looks like OG don't feel that the window is big enough for them to push in whilst this Bloodseeker's still dead. They'll back away.
They can't count. They bought back 3 heroes. They weren't able to get any T3s, and there's no Roshan up yet. Big Daddy No-Tail's praying for a Rosh right now so they can get that refresher, but it's not going to be up. And maybe we'll dodge a bullet.
At least they got a good amount of economy off that, right?
Yep.
It was up to a 15k gold advantage, and they chunked it down to 7, same thing with experience. So they did get quite a lot out of that one, but they ideally wanted to get at least one of those sets of racks to get some momentum pushing in with those 3 buybacks used.
Absolutely, it is this really scary moment of the game now for OG. We're about 5-6 minutes still without those buybacks available. If PSG LGD can find that one team fight, it could be the team fight to win TI in this window of time that they now have presented to themselves.
Ana's gone full in for that butterfly too. As they pick up also an Aeon discount Jeremy, so protected in O. DD did spawn, however, was killed.
It's also pretty scary for Maybe right now. He only has a 5-second BKB, and he does a lot of damage and will get wrecked by the X Blade Mail call if he finds it, especially with his BKB now. There's not that many ways to stop him.
So it's all about FY and Chalice, right? Just either saving or just getting into the midst of the fights and not allowing OG to get the picks.
And the smoke, it's going to be dispelled.
Let's get dispelled.
He's in the trees, they're on the high ground, they've got the vision with the Shiva's covered, Ana's on his way over. They've got the snowball down, there's the Counterblade. Seb jumps in, he's able to find the call onto Chalice, but Chalice already got the BKB out. The Sunstrike's going to be down onto FY, but FY will survive. Seb posts the BKB, he'll try and stand his ground, but Seb, he's going to go down. No buyback on the Axe. As Jerax as well, surrounded by PSG LGD. The Eon disc will proc, but they'll fight through it.
He has to buy back immediately.
Look at these creep track by these Force Spirits. On the bottom rune, they have no creeps in the mid lane.
Sienna still holding on to that buyback on Jerax. But as Ben said, the creeps aren't here.
It's backdoor. Can they breach through it? It's not looking like it right now. Maybe everyone hitting the same one.
That creep cutting isn't enough to hold OG in the game.
You see No Tail's already running to just, he doesn't care. He's going to throw his life for this. He needs to just keep these creeps out of the base to keep that back door up. He doesn't care if he dies.
Which he certainly will as they get upon him. They find his life. 1 minute now without No Tail and without Seb. Topson, Ana, and Jerax. The only 3 heroes that can offer their defense during this final minute, this final stand.
Jerax is really trying to hold on to his buyback.
As Chalice split of course up once again. They're finishing off this second set of racks. He's got the Cyclone holding Ana up in the skies. As this Rax on the top lane will fall, the melee Rax gone. PSG LGD playing this carefully. As they'll go down towards the bottom as well. Arme, doppelgangers, he's losing a fair bit of mana into the PL. Still able to shift back into their Morphling if needs be. As OG, they will lose that top Rax, but they won't lose the game. PSG LGD are playing it safe. They know how close they are to victory, and they will not throw it away.
And they know that the Roche is probably respawning pretty soon, and it actually is up, so that is that refresher shard. They already have pretty much infinite primal splits up anyway, but they feel very confident here.
They weren't able to de-ward that ward in the mid lane, so it looks like they are going for a Roche fake out.
Check, Ana is on top of X-Nova. The Ghost Step's going to be the set. Oh, he's in. The call, the MP, the cannon, and FY is in. He's able to get the save off in time to keep this man alive. But he's got it off. Chalice is down. Buyback from X-Nova and Chalice. FY with the Invis. Somnus looking to get involved. Pause the BKB to get over the ice roll. They get on top of Seb. Seb's in trouble. Seb's gone. The axe down once again for 90 seconds. As now FY giving them the vision, but they see him. Got the doppelganger to jump away from the snowball. The snowball over to Topson. The self-fuels. FY trying to buy time for the rest of LGD to come in. Again, up into the air. Arme straight on top of No Tail. FY will fall. Arme looking towards No Tail. No Tail pops the hand of God, but No Tail beaten down by Arme and Somnus. Chalice gets the primal split off as Ana. He's been left behind in Topson. He's got to do something incredible in terms of the combo. Can he find the angle? Jerax coming in, keeping Ana alive. Ana with the doppelganger. The deafening blast comes out onto the 2 of them. Ana trying to go in, looking for the kill. Can he find it in time onto X-Nova? He's on top of him, trying to beat him down. Ana again with the doppelganger, now retreating back towards the base. As X-Nova will survive. Jerax back in, the combo. Meatball down onto Chalice, but Chalice is so tanky. Pops the shield is gone. He's on top of Jerax. Jerax is gone. Ana as well. Can he really fight back against the Somnus, and X-Nova is so low? As the buyback for Jerax comes in, he's healing Ana back up. That buyback could set them up for the kill on X-Nova. The cold snap down onto the attraction. They find him. Arme, he's out of mana. He's starting to shift into the strength, but he's surrounded. OG, can they find the ball? They can! OG are still in the game. Arme buys back immediately. But now it's PSG LGD's turn to be without 2 of their supports. Seb's going to be back up in 8 seconds.
Oh my god, that buyback from Jerax onto that shrine, being able to save Ana, but Ana also toying with them with that doppel. He sent the illusion. They thought that was the real one. They actually couldn't finish him off, even though they got the thirst vision of him for a second.
With the level 25 talent on the doppelganger, it's really hard to kill him.
Seb,
Yeah.
he's looking straight for the play. Can he find Somnus? He's hunting. Somnus, he's there, Seb. He'll see him. Oh! Doesn't get the call though, and now Seb. He'll be ruptured. They're looking at him, but Ana, he's straight in on top of Somnus. Somnus puts the BKB. Ana again with the double down. They see Cataclysm coming out. And Somnus still alive. Ana will be able to force him away. They've got the hex. They've got the control. They're on top of him. Can they kill him in time? They can. Chalice got for 2 minutes. And Seb, he's finding, looking for Arme. Big Daddy No Tail gets the penitence out. Only onto the illusion though. Arme able to waveform up to the high ground. As Arme should be fine here.
Topson's got the ghost, he's got hex
maybe
up soon too.
Oh, the doppelganger Arme's over the trees. Can he hide his way out of this?
No, back. Real one.
Goes for the waveform. Seb tries for the call, but he's already out of there. Nice play from Arme.
And he buys so much time too for his team there. The Brewmaster was dead for 120 seconds, now only 90.
Still a big window for OG. They're only without Jerax for the same amount of time. And that lead that PSG LGD had, it is going down a little bit. Only 4K, 5K at the moment with these last few fights. Obviously the 25 is now coming out on OG. Topson's into the pit.
What a timely DD coming out for him too. I don't think they expected to be taken out as fast. He's almost able to solo it with the help of these summons.
Dire team
That's a
back.
refresher shot.
That could be
No way
bad.
to get this. There's no way LGD can.
Oh, and the Seb level 25 too. That
Radiant
extra
team
Berserker's
back.
Call
Dire
AoE.
team back.
It catches people out. They don't expect it.
It does not feel like OG
Radiant
Q-Rex.
dire team
At all.
back.
The Berserker's Call now is
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Oh, hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Parimatch League season number 2 of our first and only series for today, May Day 3rd. That's not actually first. Super wrong. Case. Don't even trip, Shock 2. Yeah, Winstrike versus FlyToMoon 2.0. We got game number 1 under our belt, and Zeraccio, he basically just AFK farmed the whole game while the rest of FlyToMoon their things, and then he showed up to fights and they won. And I think that it speaks to like problems that you had in the Winstrike draft, which were a bunch of very got owned by a tiny, right? You have, I think that there's something to be said now for like the fact that a lot of these heroes that are picked are either A, really tanky cores or ports that are hard to kill, or B, taking heroes that have really solid save. And you kind of need both, right?
10 seconds remaining.
If you just lose a hero at the start of the fight, it's painful.
5 seconds remaining.
Show up and try and like buy back and get back into it. It doesn't work. It feels like you kind of need to stay alive. And we've evolved in the meta where before it was this situation where, all right, you take one person out of the fight right at the start, and that's the way you do it. And then you just go like 4 and 5 from there. And then people started to be like, okay, well, we're gonna react to that with buybacks. Then burst-oriented heroes aren't. And then it's a situation where, okay, well, now even if they have buybacks, we're just gonna take fights on good parts of the map. So that means that we're got waves constantly. So that way we're always fighting on the map. And it just is this continued evolving thing. The Winstrike draft kind of tried to go back to like the base level paradigm of like, all right, we're gonna have this like crazy disable.
5 seconds
We're gonna be able
remaining.
to outplay you. But it
Dire
really
team
didn't.
pick.
And now I'm anticipating we're gonna see something a little bit more normal. Ember Coddle, yeah, Ember Coddle, Grimstroke Tusk. A little surprised to see the Grimstroke Tusk combination together. I think that FlyToMoon 2, if they wanted to now, could run something like Shen. Oh no, banned first phase. Okay, that's why they did it. Perfect. Winstrike are picking it up. They're doing it. Making it work.
10 seconds remaining.
So that is
5 seconds remaining.
I think that the big question mark now is who are you going to pair with each of these heroes? The classic combo of the Jug. There's the classic combo of Weaver. Last has been really good. I think it's okay against Ember. Amazing. Like if you get a super, I mean, it's sort of, there's two ways to play it, right? You can play the
Radiant
safe lane
team
Weaver,
ban.
try and build like crazy, or you can try and build the off lane Weaver, some other like tanky core in front of you, and then that's your hero that you buff up with the time lapse when Aghanims on. Yeah, I invite all of you guys to do this. Sort of
10
mid-morning
seconds
here, but
remaining.
woke up a little bit. I've been waking up at like 5 every day.
5
or
seconds
this week.
remaining.
Today I woke up later because. Anyways, Coddle,
Radiant team pick.
Broke Tusk, PL Band, Nature Prophet Band.
Dire
Just
team
go your
pick.
safe lane now. really like the combo. What are y'all doing? You crazy? I mean, here's the thing, right? I think that this is ESA's Wind Ranger again. Like, or do they really have two Wind Ranger players? They really want to do that to themselves? It's like spread the pain around. He played really good last time, but I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. And then that would mean it pushed up to an offlane Tusk. I find it really hard to imagine it being fast Tusk. At the same time, like,
Dire team pick.
Riki.
skirmish, 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 fight, fight, fight. That is the play for Winstrike. FlyToMoon, though, got one of the best combos at dealing with that in Ember Coddle. They need something that comes online quicker, though. There is something to be said for the pace of this game for Winstrike already, but scary. If they could have put a DP in the draft, you'd probably just fall and win. Not though, maybe. So they could pick time themselves if they wanted to. Power hitter. I still am not sure what the Tusk in the win, whether or not we're going to Tusk play, or if it's going to. I guess hypothetically it could be the Wind Ranger mid. That's the question mark. Is like Wind Ranger 2 or is it Tusk 4 or 3? Either of those. Hypothetically, we pick another now. That would be horrendous. Actually, would it be? Dude, if they picked, actually, unironically, if Winstrike picked Shadow Shaman last, I am taking them to win the game. I'm taking them to win the series. They're going to win the next TI if they do that. That is the biggest brain play in the world. I don't think they're going to. You gotta size your cranium to go. Rubik. Now the question is, safe lane. Don't have last pick, so probably mid actually, and they're deciding what do they want to pick for. Not easily counterable. Maybe Punka. Is that too scary? Yay.
Team back.
Probably too counterable. Wow, so they're gonna take the troll instead. I don't think they're gonna get much more information. I guess that they had two different mids that, or that they get the. Okay. I'm personally of the opinion this is Wind Ranger in an off
Team back.
playing Ricky. Ban out the beat. Play. I guess he's just not lane of beast. Somebody that has some defensive capability. I could see that in an interesting game for FlyToMoon 2. Troll reveals that it's an Ember Spirit mid, which I think a little.
Team pick.
They ban out the Razor. You got to do that. Rusty. Last pick.
10 seconds remaining.
It needs. I want them to have some form of save. So I want a Legion, or I want an Abba, or I. Underlord's kind of a save. It's like a bad save, but it's sort of a save. I'm going one of those heroes. Actually, Darkseer. Yo, give me the Darkseer.
Radiant team pick.
You goddamn clowns. What are you doing? Why'd you take Omni Knight? Not the hero. No. Oh, no.
You may now
Oh,
select your heroes.
no. All right, FlyToMoon lost. Picked Omni. Oh, no. Why would you take... Is going to be a DK Fogas Tusk. Non-Grot is always a bit of a what Pixie likes. So he did a whole series of breaking down Omni and what was going on with it. Around the time of the last Star Ladder, there was a series of tournaments. It was that and the qualifiers for the ESL that never happened. So there was some really interesting things that were going on during these qualifiers. Across all the regions, Omni Knight had been played like, or across all of the regions, not China, Omni Knight had been played like 10 times, and it had like a 20% win rate. Awful. But in China was like top 3 most picked and banned, and it had like a 60 to 70% win rate, something crazy like that. It was such a huge disparity. And China was playing of just a very different style of Dota entirely. But what it meant was that the same exact hero played 2 separate ways was a lot better for him. And the way that China was playing Omni Knight was with Troll and Ember type of, what they were doing was they were basically sending one hero out in front. Oftentimes it was a Troll, sometimes it was a Slark, sometimes like whatever you wanted. You'd have 4 heroes sitting behind it, and then this one hero would just get casted the Heavenly Grace on him, and they would run in and do and then they basically just went pure pog. Like, they're a little salty. Oh, are they a little salty about it? Are they a little salty about the stand-in? Oh no. Oh no. Winstrike, they're a little bit angry that Duracio's playing. I love that. Anyways, so I'm curious how they end up doing it. Cause here's my theory on Omni Knight as a whole. Heavenly Grace might be the best spells in Dota 2. I think that it might be one of the best spells in Dota 2. But it also is tied to one of the worst heroes in Dota. He's like relatively tanky. Is pretty slow though, by and large. Doesn't have a very good laning stage. Heavenly Grace is like, or not Heavenly Grace, Guardian Angel is like nice, but there's so many ways to kind of counter it out. And then it's also heavily built in like the long cooldown spells, which are just really bad right now too. So those are kind of the couple of different things that are going on with Omni. Now the reason that Heavenly Grace is such an unbelievably great spell is because you have, first of all, Strong Dispel. It's 12 seconds duration. It gives you at max level 28 bonus strength and 50 status resistance. Think about that, 50 status resistance just given over by this spell, and it's on a 14-second cooldown for a 12-second duration. This spell is absolutely insane. 28 strength. So if you break that down into how much actual HP you're getting from it, it's right about the 600 HP, right? So you end up getting from HP 20 per level, then you end up getting, or 20 per each individual, 20 HP per each individual point in strength that you get. So it's such a like huge increased amount of HP status resistance you get. It makes this one carry like basically untouchable. And to me, what this is saying is that FlyToMoon are just going all in on Dyrachyo. They're saying, carry us to the victory. I would not be surprised if we actually see spam of Chakra onto Dyrachyo in this game than onto the Ember Spirit. They're just putting it all onto him. So I think that there is actually a pretty solid chance that FlyToMoon 2.0 win this, but we'll see. See how it goes. Waveform in, Ember Spirit. Try and get some extra damage there onto Young G. Bam out some Illum stuff as well. So this is going to be the interesting thing to watch in this one, I think, is how good of a laning stage does Non-Grata have? Against the Riki, he should be fine. Like Riki against the Rubik, just in general, you stick almost an offlane hero here and it's fine. quite as much damage as he would want to. It's harder for him to get the last hits in. Nangrata should be able to pull the wave back without too much fear of death. At least until you start getting some points in Inkswell. Kicked. Tries on it. Mid lane. Morph versus Ember. Later on, we're probably going to see Young G switch on into the Ember's form. Did that deny? He did. Nice. Trading off hits. Battling it out. Getting really low. Fairy Fire. Right click. Super close. Be able to do too much more. Wait for that sleight of fist. The timings of this are always so interesting to watch. Like, because he knows that Sleight of Fist isn't off cooldown for a little bit, so he has to back out now because he knows it's off cooldown. The other thing to watch for here is going to be the off-lane Tusk. DK Fogas might get the shards connection there onto No Fear. So he's going to zig when he ended up zagging. Time. Braccio sort of AFK farm. Points up in tag team. Be some other interesting things to watch here for possibly an if Morph ever finds a DD and DK Fogas is nearby, you can take Roche super easily. Shackle lands. Troll trying to back away, gets the blind off onto all of them, as well as that slowdown, trying to eat his way through the trees. Power shot. Nice little sidestep there from Braccio. Well done. Uh. 19-6. Tusk is a little bit behind, but it's not the end of the day.
Denied.
It's interesting. I really want to see how this FlyToMoon plays this out. I really am curious if they are going to be going for like that same type of China, because that to me was the most interesting thing that I'd seen in two regions, the exact same hero with like a 50% in terms of win rates between. Like normally, you know, if a hero is good somewhere, it's good everywhere. If a hero is bad somewhere, it's bad kind of everywhere. And there's like little disparities of like a little bit of win rates here and there, but it was just such a disparity in terms of like how they were playing with the heroes, how they thought about the heroes playing Dota. Grimstroke was barely able to walk away. It was really interesting to watch. For a little tricks of the trade, but didn't want to commit on the King R. And they're doing a really good job so far of pressuring the Riki. Much better than I thought they were going to be. Over. They try and get the pull off here. They are not going to be able to interrupt it.
That should help.
They did. They pulled the creep wave back. It looks like the range is still going to be controlled and be able to get the blast. This is going to push the wave now, likely, unless Grata just go ham. Is that all bounty rooms going them? Snowball in on Duraccio. Trying to get the kill. Tag team, shards, first blood. Drawn by TSA. Well done.
The Wind Ranger gets there first.
That was 3 bounty runes, 4 bounty runes. No, that was the bottle up. So 3 for 1.
Any good secrets floating on the air, Ricky?
1,000 gold lead so far for FlyToMoon 2.0. Mid lane, Morph has definitely gotten the better of the Ember Spirit. It looks like Ricky is still keeping up and staying somewhat aggressive. They actually go for... That was bizarre. Forced to switch the aggro off of him there, but they managed to find the kill onto Grimstroke nonetheless. 10. We're gonna go for the catapult. Well, or last down catapult as well. Rotation towards mid here. Wind Ranger just now coming into range. I think that he spotted him for a second there. That should signal, okay, gotta play it a little bit safer. Morphlane thinking about diving back to this side. Does not want to get caught out here, but double deny range creeps there for Young G. They are both level 6, so it's not the end of the world. Or does have a way to play his some out of there. But taking a look at the network as they get aggro onto the Ricky. Kind of just chilling. Forward, back away. Call it good. Oh, and they're actually going to glyph the wave here to keep the pressure on. Very interesting. Well, they're not going to be able to. For slow early game here. Somewhat to be expected. Jelly here in this moment.
Oh, you didn't see that coming.
Braccio trying to clear through a bit of a hard camp that's built up. Farm on it. Strike, interrupt the other pull. If they wanted to, they could connect it here. Oh my god, dude. The coddle drawing the aggro over. That was sick. And I think that creep got denied out by neutrals too. Damn. That was awesome. That was really cool. A little pull of the creeps over to the side. They just land the shackle. Braccio, though, not too afraid of it at all. Needs to back away. Chakra. He has the axes spinning afterwards, so the power shot's going to land, but the right click's coming through on a DK. Fogos almost dies. They can't quite get the angle, and No Fear instead is going to be the one that ends up in trouble with the Grimstroke rotation. Ember shows up, though, is going to clean up the Tusk most likely. D-Remnants for him. 1-for-1 exchange, but that was the offlaner going down. And like, look at the stratification of the CS and the net worth here. Yeah, Morphling's having a good game, but both the Ricky and the Tusk are really hurting.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nine-minute mark. Getting closer and closer to next round of bounties coming out here. What build? It's a tough one because you want to just have that like initial blow up on control. Braccio is going Battle Fury. Got the creep. Oh, does it just die though? Because he didn't get another one. It just ends up dying. I don't think he drew enough aggro. Oh, that's very frustrating, I'm sure. I guess it's still going to give him a little bit better positioning when he gets in here. The creep wave doesn't run that much further. Kind of cool. But they're going to take Outpost. 3 up top. The potential for 4. A lot of talking happening. Why do they keep on saying his name? What the hell's happening? So Outpost taken. See if they try and make a response afterwards. Woke up underneath the ward. Immediately finds him. Snowball onto one. Able to get the Flame Guard off first. That probably keeps him alive there. He does have that Remnant out and away available, but the Shackle's gonna land. Tries to Remnant to the other side of it. Walrus Punch stolen. Kills off one. Yo, this Ember is styling right now. But he's gonna be rooted again and waveform through with the power shot. Flame Guard could not absorb all of that, though. Styling into immediate death. Braccio gets the bounty run. Decides to turn and try and make his way out of here. Does not have a point up in his ulti, and he's gonna die without being able to use it. All for the bounty run. Rough stuff. Still though, a 2,000 gold lead as they're getting the pressure now. Onto this Ricky. Goes for the tricks of the trade jump away. Be able to live. So 4-3.
Dire are scanning.
TSA last game when he went for this, he didn't take any points in his ult. Not mistaken.
Dire's top tower
Ricky.
is under attack.
Wow, they did just dive him. Okay.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So with the 10-minute mark catapults, both teams are going to pressure to try and take down the tier 1 towers. Both of the safe lanes. Mid being inhabited by the offlaner. 4.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Go
Radiant's
Will-O
bottom
Wisp.
tower is under attack.
Want to try and make a big move.
Dire's structures are falling. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Vlad's first on Omni. Scout King R. He's just in trouble. It's already used his shards, no defensive abilities, but the jump in coming from the Ember. Shackle not gonna latch. DK Fogas doesn't really have any way to play himself out of here. He's so it's feeling much like last game where Dyrachyo is just gonna go for the AFK farm game, and then you've got the Ember who's trying to be that space maker, much like he was on the Tiny last game. Going in for the Spirit Vessel, going to be amazing against Young G. Already got the urn completed.
Dire's top tower is under
Feels like he
attack.
can move around the map really effectively here. Back towards bottom. Runs in to deny the freaking rune. And they immediately signal, okay, they got a D-ward now. Jumps in onto this Wind Ranger. He's in some trouble. And is gonna steal the shackle, latch the Wind Ranger, and kill. Are they pressuring for mid-tier 1 now as well? Dude, FlyToMoon are bringing forward. They do have Will-O-Wisp. Like, it's a pretty hard fight to try and take around this.
Radiant structures
With Omni
are
Knight there to keep the Ember alive, like,
Dire's top
how do you
tower
fight
is
this
under
at this point if
Dire's
you're
top tower
Winstrike? I don't think they can. The flip side of that, though, is that they are taking the tier 2 top. So that works for Young G. They need the Morphling if they want to fight. And that's the whole idea, I think, of this FlyToMoon draft. This collection of 4 heroes is so much stronger at fighting right now than the Winstrike's collection of heroes without the Morphling. And because of that, they can kind of push the tempo here, and they're trying to bait the Morphling to show up and fight. Young G just has to say, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to show up. And I wonder if, like, just having the worry of, like, tower protection is enough that they're not going to feel comfortable. Because it's both safe laners that are just off doing their own thing while the other 4 are making the move. If they win the fight, amazing. If not, that's okay too, I guess. Dust, a little bit late. Ricky. What? King R, are you kidding me? What a player! That's unreal! He slept, he's turned upon. Can they get the finish? Not quite in time. Remnant, chase, dead. Oh, that was beautifully done by King R on his Rubik. They're gonna get the D-ward afterwards and likely get the tower as Dyrachyo finally shows back up. Dude, that shackle, that was sick. And the reason that it's so good, right, is because Ricky shows up for a second. I don't know if he revealed himself there, but I think that what happened was when he the aggro, because he tricks the trade up there, that meant that they were like naturally running at him, and he just had to right angle to hit the shackle. King R. Another shackle stolen afterwards. And Ricky is here. They're trying to keep this freaking non-grata off of him. Snowball up to the high ground to get away. Tries to get the blink strike out afterwards. Slowdown comes, right clicks out. Bound. Damage too hard to deal with. And up on the high ground, King R. I mean, if they walk up here again, Shackle gonna land. Snowball saved by King R. Now stolen power shot. Heck at him, why don't you? All right, he missed that one. That's fine. He hit every other one. Oh my god, big jump in though coming from the Morph lane. Chase down. Ricky's still alive. Young G thinking about going in a bit further, but thinks the better of it. The adaptive strike with the Soul Bind is pretty scary. That's something they're gonna have to watch for as this game goes on.
Got it.
So 2,000 gold leads so far.
Never refuse gold.
That should help.
Are getting closer and closer to that spirit vessel. Non-Grata is just walking around with like absolutely no cares. He is just chasing down this Grimstroke here. Power shot that was stolen, and Grimstroke dead, and now they're looking for more. They do have the smoke cloud down to keep him away for a moment. Drops down the sentry ward. This guy's crazy. Ember does not care about anything. This whole time, Duracio's just free farming, and now he's got a Battle Fury. Like, Morph has been able to keep up and farm and stay ahead of the Troll, actually, as he just finishes off the Manta. But you do have this sort of like impending sense of doom of all of the other cores from FlyToMoon 2.0 are crazy farmed right now. How much damage is power shot actually? 500 damage. Freaking Arcane Supremacy is
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
And there's the Spirit Vessel done.
Are fortified.
What is Ricky going? Yeah,
Radiant's
he's
bottom tower
still
is
just
under attack.
pretty far away from Diffusal Blade. And the scary thing about this game is that, like, Diffusal Blade, it doesn't feel like Ricky can really fight at that point still, you know? I don't know what item he needs. He kind of needs Manta. He kind of needs, like, a Nullifier to be able to kill people. They just need a lot of gold. And I mean, this is that, like, natural conundrum of what happens with Ricky when you fall behind. It's just really hard to play the game.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Particularly
under
against
attack.
these, like, crazy tanky heroes. Say, have the root, sidesteps the shackle, can throw out the power shots. I mean, if there's one thing that Windranger's good at, it's like trying to delay the game. Can play really pick-off oriented, and on top of that, oh my god, thank god he got the Philosopher's Stone. That would have been tragic if he lost that. They have to TP one back. It's Ember to deal with the Morph lane who's split pushing. Get into the E. The Soulbind E-Blade Adaptive Strike combo, how Winstrike come back in this game. It's what they have to do. If they don't make that play when, like, high ground is being assaulted, then I think you probably just run the map over and over again. But at least they're able to still stay out here on the map. Like, this ward down, being able to scout in this area, it's important. FlyToMoon 2.0 now probably need to go for, like, a smooth play to clear out the jungle here. Because it does... Like, it feels... This is normally how you want to play, but then the opponents would be, like, in this area here. The fact that right now Winstrike have access to this jungle means that the lead isn't growing as much as you would see it.
Dire's top tower.
Constant pressure along the top here.
Radiant's
They need to deal with this. King R comes back. Able to steal this adaptive strike, or the attribute shift. Big one. Still though, it's pretty good control and slow and steady increasing that worth lead. See, over the past couple minutes, basically been the trend. Strike, not really in a position they can
middle tower is under attack.
go for the all-out pressure at all. I don't even know how you take these fights. Like, the problem that they're facing right now is that the only way they can win a fight is if they show up to a fight with Morph lane, it's not farming, and then it's Troll that's AFK farming, and as you know, FlyToMoon 2.0, you can just disengage because you have all these spells that are great for covering people, right? They've got Willow of the Wisp, they've got the Omni Knights shenanigans, like all that stuff. Gonna try and jump here. Will-O-Wisp comes out. They managed to find the kill. That was perfectly done. Absolutely perfectly done. And now if they're not careful, they're gonna lose more. Chase in. Morphling decided to show up for the fight. Waveform in on top of him. Now the leashed up onto both. The GA comes out in time. Still a lot of magical damage to these two. The blinding light pushback with the power shot through. It's gonna be more than enough for the kill. So they do manage to make it work, and that was the one caveat. If you show up with the Morphling, you will win that fight. Particularly if Troll is just off farming. So Winstrike, win the engagement, and they can take this Roche real easily. All they need is that tag team going with the Morphling hit. Roche is gonna drop super fast. Tag team is so All right. Ember need to learn a little bit of hubris here. Showing the strength of that smoke cloud. It's the thing that's kind of scary about it is that with 6-second duration, like even a Yule Scepter isn't like you're gonna live through it, you know? There's still some good chances that you end up just dying. So like we were saying, shows up with no troll there, you're gonna win the fight, but it does still have a sort of window here. I think that if you're Winstrike, you do need to try and take advantage of this, right? Because troll, his effective net worth is not as high as it actually shows up on this graph. The Battle Fury is not nearly enough damage or like sort of quote unquote utility like what you would get from SAS resistance to make him as scary as the Morph right now, particularly once he finishes off. He's getting closer to. I think that Young G has played this game absolutely perfect. There is going to be that window when I think things get scary again around the time that Troll starts to pick up like maybe more item after Basher, whether that's a Satanic or him finishing the Abyssal. Wait and see. Also, BKBs obviously are a huge timing. Durachio might think about after Basher.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh, this is the play. This is what I was talking about. You throw Heavenly Grace onto Durachio and you just let him go wild. This is what all these teams were doing in China for a really long time. Troll with Slark, with all of them. And the whole idea behind it was that your entire team sits behind one core and then says, deal with me. And if they don't, back out. Other side of the map, Ember's farming, Ember's taking objectives, Ember's doing things. And then you have this one guy that just goes wild in the midst of all of it. Do that, suddenly the team fight becomes a lot easier for them to win. But it's not always super easy. 4,000 gold lead. I think that's the way that they oh god, Durachio, you're too far away. He's too far away from his team and they're gonna find the backlines. Nangrata, no fear, jumped on right at the start. Good force staff. Will-O-Wisp needs to get dropped right now. They managed to get it off, trying to back away for the moment. Troll going in the midst of all this. Ember shows up and it ends up working out. This is really big for FlyToMoon 2.0. Can they kill him off in time? They do manage to bring down the Omni Knight, but now Young G in a little bit of trouble. Shackled together, chase down coming, trying to bring down this Morph lane. They still have that Spear Vessel. It's a lot of damage onto the Morph and he doesn't have a great answer for it. Young G gets the waveform out. He's gonna hold on to that Aegis for now. Inkswell, rooted, and dead. Can they kill him a second time though? It seems unlikely. With that, FlyToMoon 2.0, they back out. Aegis still had a minute and a half left on it. And the final toll is a 1 or 2 for 2 exchange, with the Aegis also being taken out. Do find the Rubik. Durachio, TP in. I mean, they're all coming in. You got to get the hell out of here. That's the buy items because I'm going to die pickup right there. But maybe a chance. Purification walks in. Snowball onto the Omni. They need to get some save onto this Troll. Heavenly Grace, they get it off with the GA as well. And the chase down coming. They'll kill the Grim. Can they find any more? Getting the runaway, and it doesn't look like they have much detection. Oh, he gets him! Nangrata! Unreal! They chase it and they find him. Tries to make the escape, but it doesn't happen. Dude, Nangrata played that perfectly. It was really well done. Ricky needs a nullifier. Going for BKB, which I understand absolutely. It's better than the Manta that I wanted, but I think that they have to get a nullifier, because otherwise this force staff play is going to be really hard to like stop people from being able to escape. Watch and wait and see. 12 to 16, but a 5,000 gold lead. This net worth on going further and further into the favor. FlyToMoon 2.0. Dyrachyo, after going for the basher, picking up Satanic next. Like, his status resistance parts. I want to check out what it is once he actually has just the Heavenly Grace on him. He gets a Titan Sliver too. I do think that there's probably a point where there's diminishing returns on it, and I would imagine that I have a Paladin sword this game. Titan Sliver. The Vampire Fangs. That's pretty good too. Now, one thing that's interesting, Radiant managed to get a Philosopher's Stone. Dire do not have that. So that's going to be kind of an annoying thing for them to have to deal with. This is the type of play that I think FlyToMoon 2.0 need to do earlier, where they smoke cross map, try and catch people as they're heading out, and then just clear out the vision.
Dire are scanning.
DK Fogos going for the Aghanim Scepter. He wants to kick people. Okay. I wonder what the idea is with that. What does he like to see? I guess it's probably just the troll. If you kick the troll out of the fight, or if you manage to like kick the Omni Knight away and then take the initiation afterwards, you kick them really far. BKB piercing. It keeps a pretty good slow, if I'm not mistaken, too. I can't remember how long the slow is. Is this the new answer to troll? When troll's trying to go in, you just kick them the hell away? That sounds pretty awesome. I like it. All right, well, Team Spirit. Nope, not Team Spirit. Dyrachyo on FlyToMoon 2.0 are just gonna pummel away at this tower with Solar Crest, with Heavenly Grace. I mean, it's really hard to stop this. I cannot explain to you how much it is very difficult to deal with this troll. I should have checked out his status resistance. 60% status resistant. Does this stack additively? No, it doesn't. So yeah, it's the 20% of the 50% remaining, the way that that works. So you get the 50% straight off the bark, and then the other 10% of that afterwards. So 60% status resistance for Satanic. And in a second, he's going to have Satanic and things are going to get even more wild. And they just found a Titan Sliver. What in the Sam hell are they going to do? This is nutty. My God. All right, so just 32% status resistance right here. It's not going to increase as much as you would want otherwise, but when he has all of these things on him, how the hell are you going to kill his troll? He's actually just going to be like impossible to deal with. The like longest stun they're gonna have is just, and this maybe it's the only answer for the Tusk, right? You just kick him away, just alone. Dyrachyo change. Do you take the wind run slow? Oh, it's not even a talent anymore. I haven't played Wind Ranger so long. Full minute. Almost got the Morbid Mass to end this one off here. You're gonna see that they're just gonna cast it on him to like look at how much status resistance he actually has to play this game. Rubik gets completely demolished. Blown up. Troll now. Getting the Satanic delivered to him, but they're trying to jump. They run into Nangrata, realizing, all right, they're coming for us. Looking for the opening. Satanic delivered. Living for now. They don't want to deal with Dyrachyo at all. They're like completely ignoring him. But now the turn onto the Wind Ranger. Throw the Heavenly Grace on in a second if they want to. And while the chase down, what's it at? 76% status resistance. Dyrachyo does not care. He's focusing targets down. He's killing one. Now turning over to the Tusk afterwards. DK Fogos is dead. Young D trying to stand toe-to-toe. He just wants to kill the rest of these heroes, if at all possible, but they pop the ulti, full control, right-click's coming out, takes down the Ricky. Dyrachyo is a monster, a triple kill already. Now trying to find the finish onto this Wind Ranger, who's wind running away, and does manage to get the blink out. But this is like indomitable monster territory. Like, as soon as Dyrachyo starts to turn on you, you just have to run. You can't fight him. There's like no way to fight this guy. Particularly with the Heavenly Grace on him. And yeah, like I said, Heavenly Grace is always on him because it's a 12-second duration on a 40-second cooldown. King R finds the Wind Ranger. Ember shows up. Hello, hello. Rooted. Dyrachyo turns. Trying to bring down the Rubik. King R's still living. Switch to the side. Tries to hide. Does he get the power shot? They will. And Ember now chasing down Young G. Oh, they didn't manage to get any chains off there. Still on cooldown. They're gonna not go any further. He needs to get the Abyssal Blade first. Honestly, I would not hate Dyrachyo just going like after Abyssal Blade, Rapier. Like, I don't think that there's a way that they kill him. And all he needs is the ability to break through evasion and more damage. I actually think it would be such a solid item pickup. Maybe it's a little insane. Smoke up? Nope, not smoke up, just run up. For TP's out, recognizing the danger was coming. Fear force staff to the low ground. Nangrada spider legsing around. They see him. Shackle is going to land. They move in with Dyrachyo though. Blinding light pushback, keeping alive the Omni Knight, but only for a second. They managed to kill him off. All right, now it's Dyrachyo versus the world. And Ember Spirit shows up, tries to take down that Wind Ranger. They kill off the Coddle. Things are getting a little bit dicey here. Two cores leashed together. Control comes out. Still trying to back away. Shackle, double shackle landing. Dyrachyo gets the ulti off, but immediately E-bladed. Turns around to fight, blows up one, tries to take down another, kills the Wind Ranger off of the cleave. The mask is going to be thrown out there. Young G, they decide to chase further. Be able to get the jump forward, but they kill off DK Fogas. And like I said, it's really hard to do anything against this guy. He has the Orb of Destruction now, instead of sticking with the Titan Sliver, because he just doesn't need that stash resistance. It's already enough. 10,000 gold lead.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So, Aegis, Cheese, and Dyrachyo picks up a DD. He's got his Abyssal Blade coming out. This is feeling like a very, very impossible fight for Winstrike. Yeah, I don't know how you deal with this. They're gonna smoke up and try and make the move. They see that it's being taken very quickly. Trying to move in. TSA thinking about blinking. It goes in for the Shackle. Good force step. Oh, but he still managed to get the Aegis. Doesn't matter. They lose one. That was a really nice play, but it wasn't good enough. And now the chase down for the Morph lane. Quick fingers. Did they get anything there? Did they get the cheese at least? They didn't get it. Cheese on the Omni. So no Wind Ranger and ready to go further.
The rune of regeneration.
Abyssal Blade was used already, but he's just gonna go and hit high ground. Dyrachyo with the creeps are there. They buy back on the Wind Ranger. Gonna hope to slow this down if possible, but he accidentally Heavenly Grace to creep. Don't worry, it's fine. Shackle lands, spider legs to back away, force staff in, destroys the Wind Ranger the second time she dies with cleave as they try and jump on the backlines, but the force staff up there keeps the Rubik alive for the moment, but they will be able to finish him off afterwards. Slept, killed, Ember and Troll doing work as they take down at the tier 3 tower. Strike outside their own base, needing to figure out how do we take this fight when we can't even get on top of them. They do jump right at the start. Silence onto one. Blow up the Ember. Okay, but now the turnaround comes. Dyrachyo pops his ultimate. Nangrada throws out the Heavenly Grace onto him, beating apart DK Fogas. The Abyssal Blade chase down for the kill. And now further in, Nangrada, Purification trying to live. They turn now onto the Ricky. He's rooted. But Dyrachyo gives up the chase. Gonna go back, hit creep some more, then try and take some more buildings.
Radiant's middle barracks
He is so impossibly hard to kill. even with everybody alive, they weren't able to bring him down. They were able to kill a couple of his allies. Ember is gone now, but Troll is still the big bad man. He has the battle trance to spells now too. So they need to like get the silence on him. Oh, he gives the tip back the other way. Abyssal Blade turn to fight. He has Satanic going, trying to live. He doesn't have a target to stay on though. That's a little scary, but he has the Abyssal, or rather the Aegis still. He is going to go down. They take down the Omni Knight too. Has he overextended? They're buying back on the Omni. They want to get back into this fight. Duraccio, no ulti, no nothing. Can they kill him? We've spoken too soon about the impossibility of dealing with the Troll. He does end up dying. 800 gold going into the pockets of the Ricky, and now with the overextension, they're going to lose another. 24 to 26. It's a 12,000 gold lead, but they just lost their raid boss, and it was a buyback from the Omni Knight too. Some pressure dealt to this top tier 3 tower, but not really that much. They do not want to have to buy back on the Troll. I mean, if they have to buy back on the Troll, this actually is a huge win for Winstrike. They almost have or rather Butterfly. I still go back to my point before that I kind of like the idea of Troll just going for a rapier, but he's thinking that he wants to be instead, which is understandable. It's like he only needs to make sure that he hits a certain percentage of the time. She's gonna tip the Young G Morphlane yet again. That Link Strike used to break the Lincolns. They're ready to go on him. Oh, but he has his BKB now.
Dire structures are
Back up again. Troll have BKB yet? He doesn't. So right now the net worth's very much just two ones that matter in these fights, but see that even when Troll is dead, Winstrike don't feel comfortable high ground. Going Scotty next for the Morphlane. E down bottom. See if the Ember is able to find it. Illusion is Kate. Hype. Trying to get towards the Aghanim Scepter. All of Winstrike's still over on this side of the map. We're at the next tier of items, so possible. They won't go and check on runes. They realize, hey, guess what? Tier 4 towers. Oh. Second here. Strike need to make their way out. They can't afford to stay here any longer. They're going to start taking some structural damage. I mean, honestly, if they're not careful, Winstrike, like, they're going to lose pretty good damage onto the. They're starting to walk away, at least for Cape for the Morph too. He switches it over instead of the Vampire Fangs, which is nice to see. FlyToMoon 2.0, they're going to try and put some pressure down bottom instead. Braccio level 20. Got 2 waveform charges.
Fear nothing.
Relic. So this move down here is gonna try and if they can force back Winstrike. If I'm FlyToMoon 2.0 though, I think you just go high ground and start hitting the tower and say deal with me again. Yeah, that's the play. And they need to come and deal with this because Braccio is going to destroy this tower. Scout out 1 here. Ricky revealing onto that Troll, but he's beaten away at the tier 3. They force out the glyph. Can back away for the moment. Still doesn't have the Aegis, so it's a little bit scary, but that's why you're smoked behind. There's Abyssal Blade on Morphlane. They're going to use a repair kit to keep the tower alive too. Top lane is already pressuring out. They've got a big wave here on Dire, so they should be fine. Mid is naturally going to push. I think you stay in this area if you're FlyToMoon. You just play over on this area. You make them come and deal with you. This top can keep pressure on. They're going to be fine here. Now, Troll Illusion. got an illusionist cape himself. They realize that is one, since it's leave damage. Healing herself. They have another ward to place down over here. Instead, it's an observer ward over on this side. Duraccio running into all of them. The root onto 2. Chase forward Abyssal. Finding the Ricky. Blowing him up right at the start, but he manages to get the jump away. Ricky just barely living there as the Ember jumps in, able to get the silence. Snowball is out as well. Creep Wave still pushing in to Radiant base. So right now, FlyToMoon 2.0 are perfectly fine with how this is going. Tier 3 tower is going to be taken. He can stay still pretty far back to get the damage when they jump in for the Havoc Hammer. Tusk is now, what, 1,300 gold away from finishing off his Aghanim Scepter, but it's a full lane of Rax dead. And when Ranger wraps around, has a Death Wish, he's just gonna get destroyed, but the jumping coming inside, now Grata able to get the GA off. That keeps him alive. Heavenly Grace gonna wear off in just a second. But control down, killing Ricky. DK Fogos gets the blink away, but he's gonna be rooted. He's gonna be killed. It was tag team stolen as well as they bought back on the Ricky. With the Omni Knight dead, there's some worry that you could end up going down here, and he actually does manage to find the kill. No save. Adaptive Strike goes out, able to get the stun, Shackle afterwards, trying to kill him off. But I think that this still should be Ember able to get the jump out. In fact, if Windranger's not careful, he just dies. So an overextension there gets punished. But it's another full lane of Rax claim. Like, you look at the way that Dota Plus is looking at right now, 92% chance. That 2% chance is like, or rather the 8% chance is Young G hitting big adaptive strikes. And I think that he's proven he can do that. Clutch like pickoffs that come out. And I think that the Ricky Cloud is in particular super annoying for them. But I don't know. Still could go either way.
Dire are scanning. Radiant's top tower is under
So
attack.
43 minutes in, and Winstrike going to be able to make big plays in the next few minutes if Ricky can get this nullifier online. I want to see what the Aghanim Scepter ends up looking like. So again, it's 1400 distance, which is like a full screen, a 40% move slow for 4 seconds. It's 350 damage. So because it does the damage, you can't immediately blink back in. No fear. Oh my god. He's gonna get jumped on right at the start. Even through it, that GA, they got a rapier done. Wait a minute, is that on the Morphling? Oh wow, all right, that's actually huge. And this is not going to be revealed right away. If they're not careful, the waveform charging coming through, and he puts the Heavenly Grace on himself. This is going to be a ton of damage, but he kind of misses that first waveform, jumps onto Nangrata, completely destroys him. Duraccio kills another. He's got to be careful though. They actually can't take this fight with the rapier. If they're not careful, the Morphling's going to kill them all, and he turns onto the troll, destroying him, but the turnaround comes, and now he's focusing the illusion. They get a triple kill on Duraccio. Young G, even with the rapier, it might actually be a bit too much as they chase him down, and they do control him. They Nado. GG is the call. And with no buybacks, with the full commitment for the rapier, that is gonna do it. Ladies and gentlemen, FlyToMoon 2.0, they take it in a 2-0 over Winstrike. I thought that it was gonna end up working, but didn't end up happening. Again,